Yes.
Hi, I'm Cynthia McCorkindale. I live in Bethel, lived in Bethel for many, many years. So Billy said it first, but I, with all due respect to our reps, who I know them all, you're the rare bird here. So you're the one we want to speak to and hear from. And I do have a quick question and then two questions if you're going to be happy. The first one is, where are the 10,000 jobs that are, what sectors are those 10,000 jobs in that you can't fill? And the second one is, I don't know if you're aware of this, but I just became aware and joined this group of a Facebook page, a group that is called People Who Say They're Leaving Connecticut or Have Already Left. And my question to you is, what would you say to those people who haven't quite packed up the U-Haul yet? Why should they stay in Connecticut? Because it seems to be quite a wave of disappointment that's going through. And I was taught to go on experience. I don't care what people say. I honestly don't. And the experience doesn't line up with the words. That's what I want to hear from you.
Okay, well, I'm sticking in Connecticut. I love this state. I met my wife in this state. My kids were born in this state. They had the greatest education that they could have here in this state. And I think Delray, Florida is the most boring place in the world on a Thursday night, especially in July. So I'm sticking in Connecticut.
Okay.
But more importantly, to your point, I got 3 kids who are in New York City right now. And what can I do to make this a state where they want to be? And all the things that brought Annie and I to the state make them want to stay. I wish I could tell you I was going to slash the heck out of taxes and I was going to fix the road and bridges, you know, without anything. But what I can do is give people a sense of confidence that this is a state that's on the mend. We're at a crossroads, but a state that's on the mend. And give you a sense of what this state's going to look like. Look, we've been losing people to Florida for many, many years. And it's rich people, it's union guys, it's warm weather, it's... I need to do everything I can, like in this beautiful town, where it starts growing and expanding as a place of opportunity. Which gets me to your first question. Where are these opportunities we can't fill? I'd say about half of them are in advanced manufacturing. Electric boat, long way away, hiring 1,000 people a year for the next 10 years. Pratt & Whitney, you heard about UTC, oh, woe was us. More importantly, they're hiring 1,000 people over the next 18 months. I just went to Amazon in North Haven, hiring 1,800 people for a major fulfillment center. Good paying jobs, each and every one of these things. And secondly, we're sort of an older state, older in terms of demographics, like me. And a lot of folks are retiring out. So those are the trades. That's nursing. Those are teachers, right? Look what we've got to do to hire the best and the brightest to go into teaching again. And to this gentleman's point about, you know, all these guys are paid too much, I'm having a hard time recruiting some of the best and the brightest of teachers because we made some changes there. So I got to do everything I can. These are jobs that we've got to fill. And those are where a lot of the opportunities are. I need them in state government, by the way. I'm going to have about 40% of state government retiring over the next 5 years. A lot of reasons for that. One is, sir, their cost of living is being capped for a period of time, which helps with a pension. So a lot of people are retiring. Do I replace them? How do I replace them? What is the skill set we need to replace them? If this is a state with great opportunity where young people want to come, they know they're going to get the jobs they need, that helps. If I can give our generation a sense of confidence we're getting our fiscal house in order, I think this is a state that's the best days are ahead of it.
Just quickly, and I'm going to end it. People aren't moving to Florida because they like the warm weather. Many of them are pensioners and retirees who can't afford to live here. People whose families the streets are named after. So I just want to clarify that.
Well, that's a fair point. I mean, very quickly, we're beginning to forgive taxes on pensions. So that's you know, somewhat helpful in terms of what we're trying to do there.
Bonnie?
Many people in Connecticut have been negatively impacted by the reduction in the SALT tax on income tax. Is there anything the state can do to lessen that burden?
So the question is about the state and local taxes, which we used to be able to deduct against our federal. And with the Trump tax bill from, I guess, a year and a half ago, we no longer can do that. And, you know, damn it, that's costing this state billions of dollars. And I don't get much involved in what's going on in the federal government, but they have $1 trillion deficit. And yet Connecticut gets shortchanged about $15 billion a year. You know, we should have more money coming from there. So what can we do? What can we do about that? We're trying to think of a couple of ways that we can, if the not-for-profits do more things, you contribute to a not-for-profit, that's deductible, and we wouldn't have to necessarily spend that money on taxes, which would make a difference. We thought a little bit about, and this is complicated, so bear with me for 30 seconds. Companies can deduct. So if they had a payroll tax and they deducted that, in exchange for them being able to deduct, say, 5% of your salary as a payroll tax, I eliminate the income tax for everybody up to, say, $100,000. That would mean, you know, you would not be losing on those deductions because you would not be paying that income tax. Companies would be paying it, but they'd be held harmless in terms of raises. I don't know if we're going to be able to do that. That's called an end around. But your bigger point is really well taken, that this is one more bill out of Washington that makes us a little more expensive. By the way, on one other thing on taxes, full funding of education is what we got to do for our kids. Hopefully it also allows us to hold the line on property taxes. We're a state that has high property taxes, as you guys have pointed out. That hammers our seniors who are on a fixed income. And so investing in education is important for our kids. It's also important for holding down property taxes for our seniors, which are no longer deductible.